Hi guys, my name is Kevin Honus, and for my vlogger assignment, I chose why you should put your kids in wrestling. So as a college wrestler, I'm a huge supporter of the sport, and I think that all kids should be introduced to some sort of combat sport. Um, so when parents are thinking about putting their kids in a youth sport, usually wrestling isn't the first one they think about. It's often overlooked and misunderstood, but I think it's one of the most transformative experiences a kid can have. So the first thing I covered was mental toughness. That's a huge part of the sport. Um, if it wasn't for wrestling, I don't think I would have the mental toughness that I do right now. And this helps me at work. This helps me at school. It just helps me every day. Um, when you put your kid in a sport like wrestling, they learn how to push through discomfort, and discomfort is something that everybody's going to face at some time. So might as well learn how to manage it at a very young age. Discipline and accountability. So this is with every sport, right? So you have to have discipline. You have to be accountable for yourself. Wrestling is a very structured sport, whether it's weight management or the practice routines. The discipline has to be there every day. With wrestling, you learn to set goals and stick to a schedule, and then just hold yourself accountable. And that's with every sport, but I think wrestling definitely has all those different things that go along with it. In my opinion, the biggest one is the confidence that comes along with wrestling. And I feel like I'm able to walk around confidently in myself because I've been through these battles and pushed myself through hard practices. And again, this is with every sport, but I feel like wrestling really focuses on the confidence aspect of these things. I feel like my self-esteem is very high when I come from a hard workout, or I know that I just push myself to a limit that most people can't. So another one was, it's inclusive to all people, right? Women's wrestling is something that has been taking off crazy. I mean, Fort Hays has a women's team. They didn't when I first got here. And it's also accessible to nearly every region of the U.S. Wrestling has a very strong, a lot of numbers come from the Midwest and the Northeast corner of the U.S., but down in the southeastern part of the U.S., wrestling numbers are starting to grow. You're getting more schools funding wrestling, and I think the sport's growing and it's becoming accessible for all kids, no matter the age. You can start at a young age. I know people that have started when they're 3. I know people have started when they're 16 and had great careers. So that kind of brings us into how it builds the lifelong bonds. I cannot express enough how close my teammates are to me, and I'm sure basketball players, football players, baseball players can say the same thing. I think there's a special bond between a wrestler and the challenges you guys put yourselves through on a day-to-day basis. I don't think there's anything like that. One of the things that many people don't touch on when they're talking about why wrestling is such a great sport is it prepares your kids, in this sense, putting your kids in wrestling, it prepares them for a life beyond sports. I never won a state title in my life. I was very close 4 years in a row. Now I know that, I'm not going to reach every goal, but I got to keep pushing. It's taught me so many life lessons, and it's given me so many tools in my careers, school, and relationships. So yeah, I'm a huge advocate for the sport, and you should put your kids in it. Thank you.